Namaste everyone, how's it going? Small quick video for today because recently a lot of guys have been coming up to me with the question related to your life purpose, and that is something which influenced a lot of you people when we first spoke about it, when we made a video on the old channel, that what makes a man attractive. And I think it was a playlist called The Attractive Man, and I think the number one thing was purpose, followed by prioritize, invest, etc., etc., etc. So we're gonna start resuming conversations which were originally started on the old channel, and I don't know, you guys let me know in the comments below if you think we should also get those videos out from there and upload them over here as from the archives or something like that. So anyway, coming back to the topic of life purpose, all right. There's a lot of people who had the question that I don't really think I have a purpose, or I'm really struggling to find it, all right. And that's mostly young guys, especially the ones in the age group between 15 to 20 who understand the importance of having a purpose, yet struggle to find what exactly it is for them. And I don't blame you, because you are quite young. I also have been in the same position where I could not understand what exactly am I here for on this planet. But you are not supposed to be finding the answer to that right now in the first place, all right? You might be thinking that you're supposed to understand what exactly you're supposed to do for your livelihood, or what exactly you're supposed to do as a social animal in this world. Are you supposed to marry? Are you not supposed to marry? What is your purpose? Does it include your family? Does it encompass different aspects of a man's life and fit into the purpose so that you can actually live according to that purpose, build your livelihood according to that purpose, which means get paid for it, and at the same time fit in the rest of your environment into it, which is your people, your social circle, your own hobbies and interests and stuff like that. So what I'm going to advise you to do is take a step back and relax a little bit, because you're not supposed to have this answer with you right now, number one. Number two, whatever state you are in right now, that is where your purpose actually begins. So we got to change the meaning of what it means to have a purpose for a man. And it does not mean coming exactly to that number one thing which you're supposed to be doing for the rest of your life, because that is never how a purpose works, all right? Because a purpose, if being put into action, and if you start materializing from it, whether an outcome, whether a business, whether a cause, whether a social relation which you might want, etc., 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 there comes a stage when you might actually actualize your purpose completely, and then you need to mature it or evolve it into something else, all right? So if right now, let's say if you're a young guy, even the elder guys have problems understanding what their life purpose is. There's a lot of people I get in terms of personal coaching when it comes to the 30 to 35 age bracket, even up until 40, that they have worked on the other aspects of their life. They've got the money sorted. They're even freaking married now. They don't know whether they deserve having a kid or not, because they feel that their life does not have meaning attached to it. That meaning is what basically we want to find when we talk about purpose, and it can turn or change into something else later. But what we need to know right now is that why am I waking up in the morning? Whether you're a 17-year-old guy, whether you're a 30-year-old guy, why are you waking up in the morning, and what is your day supposed to be driven towards? So that you're not wandering aimlessly, because that is how most of the men are operating today. You take a young girl and the same age guy, and the girl will probably still be working on something or have an idea, because society is so motivating towards women. But as men, most of them, even up until 25 or 30, are actually floundering and going in whichever direction either some influential friend of theirs might pull them, or they might see someone in their family doing a family business and they'll just go and sit with them just so that they can say that they're doing something, but they don't really do it in a way that they mean it, all right? So having a purpose basically means having a meaning attached to your life. And when you wake up in the morning, that you know that, okay, today I'm supposed to be working towards this objective, and that objective could be having a purpose or discovering that purpose in the first place. So I told you the number one, the number two, the number three is basically make whatever you need to do right now in your current stage of life into your purpose. So if you're somebody who doesn't know what he wants to do, your purpose is to figure out what are the things that you like to do. So you go into materializing it in the practical world, in the physical reality, by starting to experiment with different things. Okay, I want to try making statues. I am a creative person and I think I have dexterity in my hands. Let me give this a shot. You give this a shot and you try to give different things a shot until you come to a level where you can join together what you are good at with what you like to do. Because when you can find something which encapsulates both those goals and it puts a check mark next to both those boxes, then you have found something which you can actually materialize into enjoying, or like enjoying it while you're doing it, but at the same time earning from it. And that is when your purpose can also translate into your livelihood. All right. So just a few thoughts that I wanted to share, because I've had recently a few guys have a lot of confusion with that. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my life, or I don't know how to find my purpose. You're not supposed to find that bottom line right now. If you found the bottom line right now, you would be sitting like this guy is, because he found the bottom line and he left. All right. But with you, you got to understand that unfortunately, you are a social animal and you have ties, you have parents, you have family, you have friends, you have society. You can't just leave everything and walk off like this guy does. All right. So not all of us have got the balls that he's got, but what we can do is that we can put in an effort to come close to at least some level of realization that he hit. And for example, his realization, I'm just totally gonna go on a tangent over here. Like, his realization was that most of it that we go through in the physical reality is suffering. All right, it's pain, it's unnecessary waste. And the waste thing is another thing that we tie into the Freeman ideology, because we have, just like we have the Japanese concept of Kaizen, we have Muri, Muda. There are some more concepts which talk about eliminating waste from your life in order to remove the amount of, commute that you have to go through, in order to remove the amount of complications that you have to solve. So my advice to you is, wherever you are, it's completely fine. Within that situation, learn to identify what are the things you need to be doing in order to come closer to that realization of why you are here and what you're supposed to be doing. There could be multiple hurdles that you need to get over. If you're a student, your current purpose is being a student. And a student does not mean getting marks or getting good grades. A student means being a learner. All right. We have one of the people from our brotherhood who actually very nicely shares a lot in terms of my Instagram comments as well as YouTube comments. His Instagram username is Be a Learner. And I really like that, because I myself have been using a hashtag a lot called Forever a Student. Because, for coming back to the example, if you're a student or if you're in that stage of life below 25, you're in school or high school or undergraduate or postgraduate, your aim is to learn. Your aim is not to get good grades. So even if you're somebody enrolling into a university and you find no meaning in engineering, as a lot of Indian students don't really understand why the hell they are there in an engineering college, maybe just their parents wanted, maybe that's what all the friend circle people were doing, so you also just went blindly over there. That's all right. Now, within that situation, how can you find meaning so that you can make that situation worth something as time goes on? That is what purpose basically means. Finding a meaning in whatever you are in right now and doing it for the sake of that meaning, because there is a reason behind it, not doing it just because you have nothing else to do. That is what the purpose thing means. You don't need to figure out right now what is your number one gift, what is your best potential, what are you here born to do, what has God sent you down here for. None of that stuff you're supposed to understand right now, because that is something which will unfold slowly as you begin the journey towards understanding that realization of yourself. All right. So if you're a student, your purpose is to be a learner. All right, is to learn. And let's say you're in an engineering college. Practically, how do you make this work? You try to learn different aspects of engineering and you realize, okay, these are not the things which I enjoy learning. So you try to learn things which are totally apart from that. University or college, for example, is supposed to be a time where you contest different ideas with yourself. You put them to a question, you put them to a challenge, you put them to a trial, and you start understanding life and different philosophies and different ideas. Whether it is just within the realm of whatever graduate degree you're doing. All right, you got to contest, you got to challenge, you got to try it out. It's not just learn, vomit it out in an exam. That's not what the purpose of a student is. The purpose of a student is to learn, is to gain a breadth of experience or first steps into a bunch of different things so that he can understand, okay, what is my next line of interest? What is the thing which actually, out of the 10 things which I tried in my 2 years of undergraduate or 3 years of undergraduate, what is the one thing that I would love to try out more? That should become your purpose, figuring out that. What are the things that you like? What are the things that you don't like? Filtering it down. Next step. Okay, within the things that I like, what are the things that I'm good at? Okay, filter it down. Next step. Within what I'm good at and what I enjoy doing at the same time, how can I make money out of it? How can I turn this into something where, if you want to build a business or if you want to become a part of an organization, how can I contribute with these skills in a job? How can I find the right network to get into so that I can be recognized for something where I'm good at as well as I enjoy doing? Your purpose is something which evolves. It is not something which will come to you on a platter and you will understand it, because there is a reason why we use the tagline only for the worthy. It is only going to be coming in front of those people who will make the effort to get on that journey and understand what meaning their life is supposed to have. And that's all I had for today. Thank you.